Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025-26, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. International Day in memory of victims of earthquakes is commemorated on 29th April. When the ground shakes, remembering victims and reducing future loss, earthquakes are among the deadliest natural hazards, often striking without warning and causing devastating loss of life and long lasting social, economical, and psychological harm. Recent earthquakes in countries such as Myanmar and Afghanistan and stark reminders of how these events can destroy infrastructure, displace their entire communities, and affect generations long after the ground stops shaking. Their impact is severe and measurable. Since 1990, there have been at least 12 major earthquakes, each of which killed more than 50,000 people. Earthquakes also have substantial economic consequences, accounting for more than a quarter of global disaster losses and causing trillions of dollars in damage over recent decades. Beyond direct destruction, they can trigger fires, tsunamis, and landslides, compounding damage across housing, health, education, and livelihoods. Earthquake risk is driven by factors such as rapid urbanization in seismic areas, weak or aging infrastructure, poverty, inequality, and poor enforcement of building codes, making risk informed development and resilient infrastructure essential. So, in acknowledgement of the grave consequences of these disasters, the United Nations has established the International Day in memory of the victims of earthquakes, observed annually on 29th April. The tasked United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, UNDRR, with facilitating the observance, the day provides a moment to remember those lost and renew commitment to prevention, preparedness, and building back better, in line with the priorities of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction. So the key actions to reduce earthquake risk and protect lives in commemorating this day, countries and partners are upon. Remember and inform, honor those lost and support survivors while using the day to raise awareness of earthquakes risks and strengthen trust, preparedness, and informed decision making across society. Reduce risk through action, share and scale proven solutions such as stronger building codes, preparedness in schools and workplaces, and community based approaches, and integrate risk informed planning to prepare for resilient recovery before disaster strikes. So, invest in resilience, mobilize financing and partnerships to support risk informed investments, resilient infrastructure, and the retrofitting of clinical critical facilities with priority given to high risk and vulnerable countries and communities. So in April 2025, the United Nations General Assembly designated 29th April as the International Day in memory of the victims of earthquakes, inviting all member states, organizations of the United Nations system, and other relevant international organizations to collaborate on the commemoration. In doing so, the General Assembly reaffirmed its commitment to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and recalled the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction 2015 to 2030, recognizing that disasters continue to undermine sustainable development. These commitments underscore that understanding disaster risk, strengthening prevention and mitigation, and improving preparedness and other effective responses are essential to protecting lives and achieving sustainable development goals by 2030. Today is also commemorated as Day of Trees on April 29th in Colombia. Every year, the Colombians celebrate this day by planting trees, celebrated by Arbor Day in countries around the world. This tradition stretches back hundreds of years to 1594 in the Spanish village of Mondonado. This village was the site of first documented arbor plantation festival in the history. The first instance of the modern tradition of Arbor Day was also happened in Spain, in the small village of Vilanova de la Sirea in 1805. This initially Spanish tradition soon began spreading across the globe. The first Arbor Day in the US, for example, was held in Lincoln, Nebraska on April 10, 1872. During an annual meeting of Nebraska State Board of Agriculture, on that very day, more than 1 million trees were planted in the state. Arbor Day soon spread to other countries as Japan, Canada, Australia, and Colombia. Today is also commemorated as International Dance Day on April 29th. So put your dancing shoes on and get ready to step up. Dancing is universal, woven into virtually every society all over the world. Humans simply love dance. It brings us together whether we are the ones on the dance floor or watching the professional performance of others. Dancing is exhilarating and impressive. Let's honor the world of dance today together. Today is also commemorated as International Guide Dog Day on April 29th. Guide dogs provide opportunities for social interaction and greater independence for legally blind adults. International Guide Dog Day pays tribute to the dogs who do this impressive work. Guide dogs help the visually impaired make their way through the world while offer love and comfort in so many ways. References to guide dogs date back to at least 16th century, so for the hundreds of years service that these faithful companions have provided, we say thank you on April 29th, the last Wednesday in April. Guide Dogs of America, founded over 70 years ago, sponsors this event. Today is also commemorated as National Peace Rose Day in US, which is celebrated on April 29th, and today we honor and celebrate this hybrid tea rose. These light yellow or cream colored flavors have petals with flush crimson pink edges. Not only they are beautiful, but they are known to be hardy, vigorous, and highly resistant to disease. Today is also commemorated as National Supply Chain Day on April 29th in US. Every year to mark the binding importance of the global supply chain in everyday lives of people. National Supply Chain Day brings all the stakeholders together to share their recent developments in the field introduced in 2020 by a Georgia-based packing outlet. This day aims to raise awareness about the way the supply chain affects all of us and how we can be better partners and benefactors of the global supply chain management. Today is also commemorated as National Zipper Day on April 29. We are full of zip for this day and we can take many things for granted, and the humble zipper is one of them. Have you ever paused to reflect on how zippers play a huge role on daily lives? Zippers came in apparel, purses, boots, etc., and are incredibly useful. Today is also commemorated as Poem in Your Pocket Day on April 29 every year to encourage people across the United States to express themselves through poetry. The day began in 2002 when the Office of the Mayor in New York City, in collaboration with the city's Department of Cultural Affairs and Education, announced their intent to be this day, Poem in Your Pocket Day. Individuals are encouraged to write their own poetry, perform their own homework, or create their own art inspired by poetry. The aim of this course is to remind people of their participation in the living art of poetry. Today is also commemorated as Viral Video Day on April 29th in US. Is a marvel to the extent to which certain videos, mostly shorts, go around the world, from those what make us laugh, cry, and angry to those that inspire, motivate, and inform us. Viral videos have along between things of awe for viewers. Nonetheless, do you know that most videos that went viral had little chance of going? Also, that most videos created with the intent of turning viral get buried as quickly as they were birthed. Well, as surprising as that it is reality. Today is also commemorated as We Jump the World Day on April 29. This day is about the art of parkour, also known as free running, and the impact it has on people who practice it. The World Day was first celebrated in 2016 by Team Farag, a clothing brand inspired by parkour. We Jump the World Day is all about going out with your crew or by yourself and doing parkour all around the world. And at the same time, this day places strong emphasis on belongingness among the parkour community worldwide. Today is also commemorated as World Stationery Day on April 29. Which is an annual event observed every last Wednesday of April, and this year it will be held on April 29. We use that day to celebrate all stationery, which includes pens, pencils, papers, staplers, erasers, highlighters, markers, postcards, crayons, and adhesive tape. Stationery is used for written correspondence and is an important tool of correspondence. Since prehistoric times, humans have made use of wide variety of tools and implements to write letters, pass across messages, or preserve information. Today, stationery still plays a major role in our society despite the advancement in technology. Today is also commemorated as World Wish Day on April 29, celebrated every year. This day is sponsored by the Make-A-Wish Foundation, an organization that focuses on making the wishes of terminally ill children come true. It is a day that even children take joy in celebrating as it is primarily has to do with them. Although not all wishes that are made are or can be granted, you'll be surprised to know that more than 500,000 wishes have been granted by the foundation since its inception a few decades ago, and many more would be granted in the years to come. So, with this, we shall end today's commemorations and celebrations. We thank each and everyone for being part of this day celebrations and commemorations. And we request everyone to quickly fill the feedback form before leaving the platform. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link. Take care. Good night.